2025 has not been as fun as advertised for cryptocurrency. Obviously, looking into the forecast of the year, we thought we were going to have an extremely bullish forecast given Trump's administration, the pro-crypto policy, the ETFs, just the focus on crypto. Instead, we got handed a bunch of tariffs and international rifts that honestly are disrupting every market. The stock market is sideways to trending down, as well as crypto. And I'll be the first to admit I was wrong in my thesis to begin this year. When I put together my ultimate 2025 crypto portfolio, I was going very risk on the thought process that crypto would be at the forefront. But given the climate currently, and now that we're sitting at 84K Bitcoin, which is just absolutely crazy to think considering where we were just a few weeks ago, over 100K, I have completely switched up my thesis and strategy heading into the rest of 2025. In this video, I'm going to go over my crypto portfolio, okay? And I'm going to go over where it was, and I'm going to move myself to the right, by the way, but we had so many projects in our portfolio to start this year, and I was very risk on, and now where we are now, where I have cut so many projects out of my portfolio, and I'm strictly focusing on long-term conviction holds. So let's go ahead and dive into my 2025 overhauled crypto portfolio. If you enjoy the content here on In the Game and on Crypto Banter, be sure to drop down, hit the like button, and subscribe to the channel for more every single day and every week here on In the Game. We have you covered from all the narratives, crypto gaming, AI, meme coins, RWAs, and more. And of course, a big shout out to our sponsors here on In the Game, Moon Tropica, 𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗀𝗄 Medieval Empires. We also have CRADLE Games, as well as our exchange partners, Blowfin. This is where I'm absolutely doing all of my volume right now. And look, you can make money when the market's going up. You can also make money when the market's going down. If you're a savvy trader, no KYC, easy ins and outs, tons of trading pairs here on Blowfin. Drop down below. If you're not already trading with Blowfin, I highly recommend signing up today. And we also have trading, decentralized trading coming up on our app, Nexus. You can check it out down below. We are now live on the iOS App Store, also on desktop, and Google Play Store is right around the corner. So check out Blowfin and Nexus in the description down below. And as mentioned, this market, just look at the forecast. You're seeing some green here and there, but the green, it's few and far between. And look, it's been a rough year for crypto investors so far. We had all the turmoil after Trump coin, and heading into that, we really were looking up the amount of crypto policy and the focus on crypto, but we haven't seen that happen yet. And I do believe that the focus will come back to crypto, but today we see another tariff enforced on European countries. We've seen Canada, we've seen Mexico, we've seen all these 25% tariffs, and it's really disrupting the entire market. And with every announcement on these tariffs, the market just goes lower and lower. So like I said at the beginning, I'm more than happy to accept the fact I was very wrong to start the year, because I started the year very risk on, assuming that Trump and his administration would push crypto policy and we'd be in a risk on environment. But it's kind of flipped on its head. But part of crypto, you have to be able to adjust your thesis. You can't just be gigabull or gigabear all the time, right? And so whenever I started this year, and I'm going to switch myself over to the right here. All right, there we go. And to start this year, like I mentioned, I was very risk on. Like, I had a ton of crypto gaming projects here. I also had a lot of low caps, very risky coins, low market cap meme coins. I was super risk on, just considering the fact that we were going into the fourth year of a 4-year cycle. Typically, this is where the bull run does occur. And just given the climate that Trump seemingly had on the market, it felt like a good time to go risk on. But now we're seeing with the focus on tariffs, it was not the right time, of course. And, our portfolios are all feeling the pain. Most people, no matter how savvy of an investor, no matter how experienced you are in this market, VCs, influencers, no matter what, most people are feeling it. Like in every group chat I'm in, even the people that I know that have made the most money this cycle are giving a lot of it back during this downturn, right? Solana is down from 260 all the way to 130. It's the biggest major drop on a top 10 coin in, I believe, a couple of years, since the peak bull market, a 50% drawback on what was considered one of the biggest blue chips in the entire market. So right now is that time where we have to adjust our thesis. In this video, I have trimmed, let's see here, I have trimmed, I believe, 15 coins off of this list, and I have really just gone into quality. And we'll go over that here in just a second. But the one shining star of this market, you guys control me all you want, but it is true. The one shining star in this market right now is absolutely gaming. As Grail says here, the market is going to hell. I mean, we are in Hades right now. It is bad. The flames are burning. I even got literal flames in the background here, red flames, because the market's in peril at this point in time. But the market's going to hell, but I'm happily playing on-chain heroes. Surprisingly, very robust price action in the middle of a widespread market crash. So playing Web3 gaming Ponzi's makes for a good bear market therapy. We have arrived again at a utility phase where your product needs to do something and their assets tied to it need to matter. And I said this last video, it seems like gaming Ponzi's and gaming really ticks up in the wrong times of the market. When the market's going down, people look for somewhere to make some money. And right now it is on-chain heroes. I am playing it daily. I would, however, not advise to go take a position right now. I think buying in at this stage, you're a little bit late just because of a lot of people minted these NFTs for 0.05. A lot of people have been earning every single day, and a lot of people are selling every single coin that they get. So I would not recommend getting into it, but definitely a little bit of light in about the worst market we've seen in quite a long time. Now, let's jump into it. So as mentioned, I am going to go bigger here. I'm going to go 200%. So we can see the portfolio much more clear. And look, I'm just going to go through it. We're going to be really candid here. I'm still super convicted in the infrastructure plays that we picked. I don't feel like we really swung and missed there. I just feel like gaming hasn't really seen its light. Altcoins got hit. We saw the meme coin fiasco take place with Libra and Trump and Melania, and it really just killed everything. But I will say, investing all this into small cap games definitely came back to bite me. Luckily, it was only about 8% of my portfolio. So at that point, I didn't really destroy me, but it also did hurt. A lot of these low cap games are just absolutely beaten down, and it definitely wakes you up to the fact that you need to have a little less risk when it comes to these speculative games. And this new portfolio we're going to go over, I think, is a super well balanced, high upside, low risk portfolio. As far as my chains, I'm still pretty confident in the chains that I chose. I think the one that I would be eliminating is 𝗏. 𝗏 has eliminated unaffiliated Telegram games. So to me, the gaming narrative on Telegram's definitely gone. There's not really much to look forward there. I think 𝗏 will have its day in the sun again, but to be honest, not something I'm looking at. Really sucks. KIP Protocol, they were in the Libra scandal. So it was one that I invested in early. I was holding, super bullish on. They were working with the Argentinian government. Well, looking back on that, well, that didn't really turn out too well. So another one I'm annexing out of my portfolio here, just given the circumstances, and really unfortunate. A project that I thought had so much potential, but you have to look at you have to really review. It's just like a company, your portfolio, you need to be treating it very serious. Do, reviews of what projects are doing, who's making strides forward. And it is unfortunate. I do feel like Super Champs, Moon Tropica, Seed World, Domi, Crown, Compete, Polis, Play, Carrot, they're all doing amazing things. But at this point in time, just having to trim down your risk in this market is 100% essential. And we'll get to the point where maybe we add a 1% here or there on these low market cap games. But right now, we're switching the thesis around, and we're going to start accumulating and repositioning, not even just accumulating. A lot of these I've been holding for quite some time. But at the end of the day, we're switching our conviction and switching our heavy bags into just the top protocols. I'm done taking risks at this stage of the market. We will get to the frothy near the top of the market where coins are literally doing 100% a day, and it doesn't really matter if you're a few days late. We will get there. However, that is not right now. We're going to go over my gaming portfolio, Bitcoin, chains, AI, memes, and of course, on this last portfolio, we kept it at an altcoin portfolio. Another thing that definitely we should not have done, even for an example purpose, I wanted to be degen. I wanted to give you guys an altcoin portfolio, but in all reality, we need to do the overall portfolio because you need to be weighted in Bitcoin. And for me, 35% is in Bitcoin in my entire portfolio. I think that that's the way to go. The dips Obviously, we're seeing a very volatile dip right now, but I think that Bitcoin, 35% of your total portfolio, not just talking altcoins. Now, let's go one by one here and see which positions in the gaming space am I keeping. Number one is Beam. And I mean, everything's down so bad right now, but Beam is definitely taking a hit. It's almost at 0.007. It hasn't been this low since they migrated over from Merit Circle to Beam. However, I'm still extremely bullish. Their chain is live. There's many games. If you go look at their Twitter page, there's a lot of games moving over to their chain. They have some of the biggest, their treasury is almost as big as their market cap. Like, they have so much money to work with here. I'm very bullish on Beam and still remain that it is one of the best gaming positions to hold long-term in this market. The next gaming position that I am keeping in my portfolio is, of course, Super. I don't really have to talk too much about Super. Super is partnered up with over 100 plus ecosystems, blockchains, individual games, including some of the top stuff like My Pet Hooligan, like Off the Grid, Wilder World, etc. So at 60 cents here, crazy dips that we're seeing. Like, if we just look at the year chart on some of these things, just 2 months ago, we're at $2.10. We're almost down 75% in just 2 months time period on these types of tokens. So Super, I am keeping, and at 5% of my total portfolio. We have next on the list is Prime, another one. You guys know how bullish I am on Echelon Prime. I just think that this coin is also one of the most beaten up in the market. It's down 50% over the last month. This thing got up to $28 in the peak of the gaming run and when altcoins were super frothy. But right now, $4.50 for a project that has an upcoming AI catalyst with the Wayfinder app. I think you can definitely jump in at $4.50, be very confident. Even if you see a little bit of a dip, go stake this in the caching for Wayfinder and be able to earn prompt tokens. And you can time lock your tokens to end the time lock at the end of this year and get like a 17x multiplier on your airdrop. So that for me is an absolute big brain play. I do like Prime here for 5% of my total portfolio. And honestly, let's just reveal it all and we'll go through one by one. I think that's going to make this video a lot smoother. These next two kind of tie in together, Ronin and Zentry. So first of all, Ronin has been one of the steadiest coins during this market. It's actually been pretty surprising. It's only down 30% over the last month. It's been holding around this $1, $1.20 range very well. So that makes me very confident in holding Ronin long term. Ronin's player base is one of the biggest in all of crypto gaming. But on top of that, they're onboarding more IPs. They opened up their blockchain to the public recently. And this is why I like Zentry. Zentry just bridged one of their biggest IP games, which is a revenue driver as well, the Ragnarok IP, over to Ronin. They're now tradable on the Ronin network. And at 0.014 at $89 million market cap, this was trading over $200 million market cap like 40 days ago. So to me, this is an absolute no-brainer. And you can see here, Zentry and Ronin, just absolute partners in crime here. I think they're going to crush it this cycle. It's just a matter of time. So I am keeping both Ronin and Zentry in my portfolio. I'd still like 𝗧. I know a lot of developers that are very bullish on 𝗧. They think it's very easy to use. They did just sell out their node sale again, or really not sold out, but did crazy numbers on their node sale just recently. I got involved. I scooped up a ton, and I know you guys did too if you watch the channel. That should be a nice little hedge in the bear market as long as those airdrops all come through. I believe there was 15 promised airdrops or something like that. And I do think that 𝗧 is the king of Arbitrum gaming. I think they will make a comeback, and I do think it's a pretty good position to sit in, even though it's been down so bad. Underneath 10 cents is definitely a good place, and I'm going to keep 1% into 𝗧, 1% into Wilder World. I think this is obvious. To me, Wilder World is the best currently tradable token, high fidelity game out there. We're talking about open world, first person shooter, racing game. The closest thing we have to Grand Theft Auto in crypto is going to be Wilder World at an $83 million market cap. I see lots of upside here, and I do have 1% into Wilder World. Xborg, this goes without saying. I think Xborg has some of the best backing in Swissborg. They have some of the best upcoming exchange listings. I know these guys. I know they're going to be swinging for the fences, whether it's going to be Coinbase, Binance, whatever the case is. They're partnering up with tons of esports teams. To me, this is an absolute no-brainer as well. And if we look at the market cap on Xborg, the upside here is crazy. 15 million on the circulating market cap. It's also down 52% this month. I believe the all-time high here so far for Xborg was above 35 cents. So you're looking at a 4 or 5x, even to just the local high if the market was to bounce back. And if we saw a gaming run, that 15 million, that's going to balloon very, very quickly. And then the last 3 gaming positions I'm keeping. We have IMX. I'm going to go from the bottom up. We have IMX. As much as I don't like overall what IMX is really doing, I do think if you're in gaming, it's still a good position to hold. It's the biggest gaming coin by, traditional gaming blockchain standards. So at 1.2 billion, 70 cents, I still think IMX is a good hold. However, I hate their network. It's like the worst to use, but that's just the gaming in me. I'm going to keep 1% of IMX just to have that exposure, because IMX does do some things that pumps the chart every once in a while. We have Altura. I think it's sitting at about 5 cents. They've made some of the biggest strides over the last 12 months from going to a project that felt like they were scrambling and seeing what they were doing to now they've really established themselves in the AI space. They're multi-chain, multifunctional, so I really like Altura. And then Moon Tropica. You guys know I love the 𝗂 token. This is going to be my lowest market cap gaming token that I'm holding. It's an $8 million market cap. It's the one that I'm willing to throw 1% of my portfolio in, knowing that I think this can 10x plus whenever the gaming run does come back around. So yes, the crazy hustle, the guy who tells you gaming is going to come back, which it will, and we'll victory lap when that happens. It's been a rough time, of course, but at the same time, 27% of my portfolio is in gaming tokens. But if you do a little deeper dive here, we have 8, 13, 18, 21% of that is between Beam, Super, Prime, Ronin, and Zentry, which I think are phenomenal positions to sit in and not have to worry. They will come back as long as the market cooperates. Now into my chains. I think we've cut some chains out of this. We've kind of reshuffled here. And personally, I have 4% in ETH. I have 4% in Sol. I have 5% in AVAX, 2% in Kaspa, and 1% in Sui. I don't really think this needs much explanation, especially as much as gaming or AI. I'm going to really kind of give a little more detail as to why I'm allocating there. These are quite simple. 15% into chains. This also gives me, guys, 50% of my total portfolio is blue chips for between Bitcoin, ETH, Sol, AVAX, Kaspa, Sui. There it is. 50% of my portfolio is now between blue chip projects. Much better stability and not so much volatility and risk. There always is, if you look at the market right now, it's crazy out there, but at the same time, I do think that this is a pretty good way to weight your portfolio. So now this is 77% of my portfolio allocated between Bitcoin, gaming, and blockchains. Now moving on, I have 9% of my portfolio in AI, and I think that these are also very good positions. We have 3% into 𝗨. We did take a big position into 𝗨 at 375. I think that 𝗨 is the absolute best. 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, I'm going to always call it 𝗨 just because the ticker is easier. But it is now down 20% after getting a Coinbase listing and just given the market conditions. I think 𝗨 sees $1,000 again this cycle, so I do think it's a great entry point here. It is my biggest position in my altcoin portfolio for AI. We have Render at 2%, Neural AI, Desync, Heart, and GPU at 1% each. And to be completely honest with you, if I didn't have stocks in this, all the other 5% would go towards 𝗨 and Render. So I think if you weight your AI portfolio with Render and 𝗨, you're going to be sitting in a good place at the end of this cycle. As far as RWA, I'm only going to sit in 2 positions at this point in time. One in the real estate side of things, which is Mantra, 𝗏. I mean, they partnered up with DAMAC, which is one of the biggest property developers in Dubai and the United Emirates. So to me, 𝗏, and it's been one of the best performers. You guys know Mantra's really been the only consistent RWA play that I've supported over the last 12 months at this point, and the price action speaks for itself. Even over this month of a bad market, it's up 56%, so some crazy things happening, and I do like this. It's ballooned so much in my portfolio that I'm going to hold 4% of 𝗏. And then World Mobile Token. This is a little bit more of a wild card. It is a little more also of a DPIN token. but it's also down 36%. It's one of the biggest mobile networks in crypto. And the only reason I'm choosing this over Helium is very Solana based, and Solana's down horrendous right now. So I'm going with World Mobile Token. They just bridged over from Cardano to Base. Very bullish in my opinion. So that's going to be my D-pin play. So I have a real estate play with Mantra, and I have a D-pin play with World Mobile Token. On my stocks, I'm keeping the same stocks as the last time. I'm just lowering MicroStrategy to 2% and Coinbase to 3%. Because MicroStrategy, the chart's not looking great. People are talking about this bubble in their company because they've accumulated so much Bitcoin. Who really knows? But I do think 5% into crypto stocks is pretty safe. So I'm going to go 2% into MicroStrategy and 3% into Coinbase. And now to the most controversial of all. It's memes. And I've definitely come to a realization that you cannot hold 7, 8, 9 meme coins and expect your portfolio to be in good conditions at most times of the market, right? Meme coins get hot at certain points. There's been 2 that I've consistently been very bullish on, 2 that have crossed 1.5 billion this cycle, now trading below 400 million on both of these. So if you're looking for longer term meme coins, I do love Mog and Brett. You guys know on this channel, Brett and Mog have been my consistent picks in this sector. If you were able to ride them up and take profit, you actually made out very well. Obviously, these are basically round tripped to the year, about a year ago's prices. But I think we're going to see these bounce back, and 2 of the strongest meme coins in the market. Now, the next 3 are super speculative. Now, I want to preface, I think even with MLG, they're all under 10 million because of the things that have happened in this market. But there are 3 coins under these market caps that I am holding, and they're very small positions. Okay, they're half a percent positions in these tokens. And I'll go over the logic behind each and every one of them. MLG, let's start from the bottom up. MLG's taken one of the biggest hits because it had the ties to the LA vape cabal and the Aiden Ross ordeal and FaZe Banks. I'm still holding a position here. I have 0.5% of my portfolio in MLG. I think that number one, if FaZe Banks can resurge as like a personality in crypto, I think this will go back up. I think if gaming runs, MLG is going to see a little bit of a pump by proxy. And if meme coins come back, MLG does still have a pretty solid community. We have Calvin. You guys know I've been involved with Calvin since the very beginning. We gave this call early in our Discord server. You can check out TTOO down below or the _𝗏.com link to be able to get access to our community. We got involved here as low as 100K. I believe it's trading at $1 million now. It went up to 8 million at the meme coin mania. It's animal coin. It's an AI agent. It's a trading coin. It literally makes calls and trades on its own, burns the supply of Calvin. So I like Calvin for 0.5% of my portfolio. And then one we've talked about before briefly is Snappy. Snappy is by the same game devs that actually put together the OG core components of Axie Infinity. It has gaming, it has AI, it's a meme coin. It has everything that I'm looking for a fit in the meme coin space. And there will be a couple more coming up here. I love Blub and Albert, the upcoming pre-sales on Avalanche, as well as the Wolf token, the 𝗪𝗓𝗏 token. So these will eventually fit into this portfolio. But for now, these are the meme coins I'm holding. Mog, Brett, Calvin, Snappy, MLG. Mog and Brett 1% each. And then between these 3, only 1.5% of my entire portfolio. And that's going to be it, guys. We just broke it down for you pretty quickly here. I tried to be quick and concise because we've talked about all of these projects. Like, nothing here is really new, but just harping in on why I still have conviction on the things that I do. And I do think that this portfolio is much healthier given the current climate. And if you're questioning, you know, you have some coins maybe you've lost confidence in, or you're in some positions that you're questionable about, this is the time to restructure things, okay? To me, and talking to some chartists, I am not a technical analysis person. The key levels to watch are 72K and 77K. So if we can bounce around those levels and stay stable, I think those are going to be levels to watch as far as, you know, how low does Bitcoin go. But right now is a great time to restructure your strategy, restructure your portfolio. And look, I read the comments all the time. Everyone at some point gets caught with their pants down and definitely went risk on at the wrong time. I'm 100% willing to accept that. But at the same time, every single coin in crypto is down. Like, and when you look across the board, sure, were there some that we shouldn't have invested in? Probably, okay? And I got burned on them just as bad as anyone else did. But at the same time, 90% of KOLs would never admit they were wrong. And also, I took the hit with you guys. It is what it is. But if you look across the market, there's like 8 coins that are green over the month. Like, we're all down bad. We're all feeling it. Just hang in there. I promise you, there are better times to come in crypto. The forecast for late Q1, early Q2 is when they're starting to, there's rumors in some groups that I'm in, that's when the crypto policy should start being pushed a little harder after these tariffs kind of settle down and stop disrupting the entire market. So we'll see what happens, but I am still bullish, and I think an end of the year top/end of the year bull run is still in the cards 100%. And I say it a lot, we're not playing for tomorrow. We're not playing for next week. We're playing for the end of the cycle, and that's how I'm playing my chips with this updated portfolio. So guys, like the video down below, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one. As always, play well, my friends, and please, we need it right now. We need to stay bullish, my friends.